All right, well, thanks for joining me for another project. Not a car project this time. This time it's a home project. So this is my wife's homemade bread slicer that she bought. What's it say? Mama's Great. She bought this on Amazon. It's made out of bamboo. Looks like it's just a bunch of little strips of bamboo. It all goes together, but it just kind of, I don't know if she dropped it or what, but it just cracked. And it's split in two spots. So she's ready to buy a new one, but I told her stop. Rather than pay $38 to buy a new bread slicer, I can go to Harbor Freight Tools, and for $17 and change, I can buy some wood glue, a couple small clamps, and some brushes, and glue it back together. So thank you guys almost so much for joining me. So let's give this a try. Been quite a while since I've done something like this, but hey, let's see how it goes. I'm gonna get a brush out of the pack, junk the rest of that, and let's figure this out. So it looks like it's split in two spots, so we're gonna have to kind of glue both of them together. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to just split this the rest of the, the big split, I'm going to try to split it the rest of the way. The smaller split, I'm just going to try to add some glue in there. Just kind of open it up, add some glue in there, and then clamp it all together. So let me get a tool. Got this old paring knife that I picked up at a garage sale that I've been using as like a tool for random stuff. That didn't break as cleanly as I wanted to, but that'll work for me. All right, let's get some glue. Let me get a shop towel so I can wipe stuff off. Now this stuff is supposed to clean up easily with water, it says. So this is the wood one. It dries, natural color, good for indoor, outdoor, and it's not foaming. I know the regular Gorilla Glue foams up. Ask me how I know. I had to re-glue something on my bagpipes. All right, so I think it's split there because that's like a very thin, it wasn't much wood there, it's just a little tiny bit. So, don't want to knock my glue over. So I've learned over the years the key to a good wood glue bond is to make sure you have a nice even coat on both parts. Trick is trying to hold this open while I spread the glue on there. There we go. I think that works. I don't want to break this open again the rest of the way. Okay, that'll work for me. Let me squeeze that together. Clean up some of the glue. And now we can do the big part, the main part. And again, it seems like there's only this little chunk of wood down here. And then the rest of it is just this little thin, very thin strip of bamboo. And I guess that's not very strong. Not sure why they had these big things cut in it, but it's just the design. Maybe it's something to do with slicing the bread. Could have just cracked because it's on a grain, maybe. Kind of like when you're splitting a log for the fireplace. Okay, that side's good. Let's do the other side. Get rid of those little chunks. Try to make it as neat as possible. Make cleanup a little easier for me. Okay, I think that's enough glue. Let me close the rest up. Okay, and now the clamps. Bought 2. Now let's just clamp this down. I want it so it's a nice tight clamp, but I don't want it so that it's going to buckle under its pressure. All right. Let's just clean this up a little bit now. Let me get a little wet. It said to cleans up easily with water. I'm going to get a little water on a paper towel, and I'm going to get in there and try to get rid of all that glue in those nooks and crannies. Okay, a little water. Let's clean up where I made a mess on the bench top. It's always easier to clean this up when you first make a mess of it. It says you can scrape it off after it's set too, but let's try to make this as neat as possible. Me and my home projects, neatness and home projects don't really go together very well for me. But let's pretend. Let's pretend we can do it neatly. Looks pretty good. Cinch it down a little bit more. Okay, good. Now let's try to get the excess glue out from inside that slot there. I got a wet paper, piece of paper towel. Got my real skinny forceps. Harbor Freight, love this stuff. Years ago, you always had to go to like garage, flea markets or state fairs, county fairs, and there'd be that couple people there selling all that cheap made in China tools. Now just go to Harbor Freight and you can get anything you need. Oops, sorry, I bopped you guys in the head there. Alright, got most of it. Won't be able to get all of it. It's going to dry clear though, it says. Okay, one last little twist. All right. And now we wait. Now we just got to let it set up. believe the bottle says 24 hours to let it set. I'm just gonna leave it sitting like this in the garage, and we'll check it out tomorrow. Let me just double check the bottle. Yep. Join and clamp for 20 to 30 minutes. Allow bond to dry for 24 hours. Okay, so we'll check it out tomorrow. All right, thanks for coming back. So it's the next day, the glue has dried, and look, you can barely see it. So it's time to take it out of the clamp. But even before I do that, my wife told me what these little slots are for. So these slots are where the sides go, and the sides are, I'll post a photo of the sides, but it's basically little slots through which you stick the loaf of bread in between them, and then you use those slots to slice the bread so you have even slices. You can see where she's been cutting it while she was using it to get evenly sliced bread from a homemade loaf of bread. Not quite sure what the middle ones are. I'll see if there's a photo of what these middle things do, because she didn't mention she did that. She's only used these slots. All right, so let's take this thing apart. And the back side, successo. A little bit of crud sticking out there. Just slice that. A utility knife. Okay. Back in business. So now I'll just wash this off and give it to her. Now, from what I've read and heard on YouTube about repairing these, a lot of times the glue joint is actually stronger than the wood itself, which is kind of cool. I learned that from Jerry Rosa from Rosa String Works. He does a lot of guitar and mandolin repairs and uses wood glue a lot. Interesting channel. I'll leave a link to it down below. All right, thanks for watching this slightly different video for my channel, but hey, I got time, I got the tools, and it's always worth it to go to Harbor Freight and get some new stuff. Now I got a set of 12-inch clamps. Awesome. See ya. Thanks so much, guys.